At this time, I would like to introduce two members of the Ancient and Honorable Hyak Anvil Battery, a group well known in our community, whom we are pleased to have as part of today's program. We have with us on stage the battery's captain, Fred Sparks, and their historian and master of ceremonies, Archie Miller.
Thank you, Lisa. The members of the Ancient and Honorable Hyak Anvil Battery are very pleased to be part of today's ceremony to open the city's new civic building, the Anvil Center. The battery's captain and I are on stage, obviously, while the rest of our members are over by the Fraser River Discovery Center, all ready to fire a salute of 3 shots in recognition of this auspicious event. We're going to fire over there and not here because of the crowds of people with us right at this corner, and also there are just too many nice new windows. We'll get you to watch the screen above us, and you'll be able to see what happens in the background. Before the salute, a bit of this site's background. When the Royal Engineers arrived in 1858 and 59 to establish a capital city in the new colony of BC, they noted the rise of land on the north side of the Fraser River. That's the hillside that way behind us. They landed upriver where their camp would be near today's Sapperton Landing Park, but their plans for the new city featured this location, where we are today, as a central place of prominence. Over the years, this corner, 8th Street or Douglas Street at Columbia Street, and the city blocks surrounding it back to Begbie, Carnarvon, McKenna Streets, this has been an important area in downtown. Here were the Customs Office, Government Dock, Merchant Square, which was a broad open area, and here were connections to the first official road, a busy harbor, trails to Burrard Inlet and English Bay, and then there were streetcars, the railroad, and ultimately SkyTrain. So many arrivals and departures, welcomes and goodbyes, so many events including Victoria Day salutes. In the 1980s, the road at the foot of 8th Street was closed and Hyak Square was created. Then in the city's 150th year, 2009, it was enhanced once more, all of this at a fascinating corner with a great position in the city's history. As already mentioned, the Anvil Battery is pleased to be part of this event. In our province's history along the Fraser River and at many occasions and places, for example, a visiting dignitary, a new steamboat, an exciting event, we might have seen a group of people firing an anvil in honor and recognition. Today, the Battery, like these groups of old, will be firing for something noteworthy, the new civic building, the Anvil Center. And now our salute for September 14, 2014. Leading up now to our first shot. The anvil is a symbol of strength, endurance, industry, and utility. It is considered a basic and primary tool linked with the forge and transformation related to heat and fire and the dominant role in an early community of a blacksmith. Historically, in this area around us right here, there were many blacksmith shops. There was one just over there, just on the hill on 8th Street. On this corner right across from us where the Salvation Army is, was a livery stable and horses. And behind us there were 2 or 3 blacksmith shops run by Chinese and Japanese craftsmen. And on the waterfront there was work on the docks for the railroad and heavy horse wagons. When this area was busy, our attention was taken by sounds of the blacksmiths, the smells of the coal-fired forges, the ringing of hammers on iron, from the days of armor and weapons in days of yore to the simple needs of axes, nails, and chain in a frontier town, the community's smithy was vital. Why, they even had their own patron saint, St. Clement.
Fire!
On our captain's order, we fired our first shot today. The Battery is pleased to fire in honor of the anvil, its image, and its place in our history. Leading up to number 2. The city of New Westminster has a history filled with stories of endurance and overcoming difficult challenging situations. Many of you will know some of these dates and times from our local history. There was the loss of the status of capital city when that role was moved to Victoria, away from New Westminster. There was the decline of the influence of the Fraser River Gold Rush that saw some of the economic focal points move from this region north to the Cariboo and then eastwards to the Kootenays. And of course, there were many powerful accounts of loss by fire, including the Rayonier Mill, the Provincial Exhibition in Queen's Park, large blazes on Columbia Street in the late 1800s and last year, and of course, the city's Great Fire of September 10 and 11, 1898, almost to the date, right now, 116 years ago, when most of downtown part of the city was destroyed in a massive conflagration. In all these examples and in others, the city has strongly come back. On our captain's order, then, for the second shot today, the battery is pleased to fire in honor of the city of New Westminster and its strong and enduring history in the province of British Columbia.
Fire!
And into shot number 3. Today we have all gathered in downtown New Westminster to mark the opening of a new important civic building. It is a building that will fill a central role, a building that will tell the many stories of the city, a building that will present in many ways a powerful symbolism of an anvil in its position of strength, determination, and creativity. In the same general area of this corner and in historical proximity to our new structure, other buildings have opened to great fanfare and excitement. In a short list of such places, we have the CPR station, which was opened in 1899. That's right behind us over here. It was built to replace the station lost in the Great Fire and continues as an example of proud railroad-inspired architecture. There was the British Columbia Electric Railway Station of 1911, directly across from us, which for years was the transportation hub for streetcars, interurbans, and buses. Today it is the Salvation Army thrift store on that corner. And 1 block away, just up the street, at Begbie Street, the 1912 Westminster Trust Block, still a dominant architectural example downtown, set a high standard for storefront office accommodation. On our captain's order, for our third and final shot today, the battery is pleased to fire in honor of the opening of the new civic building, the Anvil Center, as it takes its place in the history of the city and this site and carries with its name a role of strength and adaptability.
Fire!
You just have to wait for it. As you participate in today's program, the building official opening, remember that you're part of another piece of our history. You join in spirit all the other individuals and groups who have come together at this corner for an event of celebration. As our colonial forebears gathered in honor of an occasion, they would link many things: speeches from politicians, dignitaries, citizens, music and festivities, salutes from rifles, cannons, and sometimes anvils. And always from this, they would put away their memories of the day so that they could say at a later date, "I was there when that happened." They did it, we will do it today. The ancient and honorable High Anvil Battery is very pleased to have been part of this day of celebration in the opening of the Anvil Center. In closing, I would like to take one brief moment more to mark for posterity and the official record the names of the Battery members who fired the salute. The members of our Battery are Russ Cooper, Jed Curry, Jerry Dobrovony, Chris Dupuis, Bruce Hyam, Bert Houston, Kevin Kirkland, Larry Larkin, Brent McInnes, Laurie McInnes, Mark Stevens, Bill Radburn, Archie Miller, and Fred Sparks. Thank you very much.